Hello, it is I, Ramses the 800th, and you see the background, you know what time it is. That's right, finally, after I don't know how long, we're finally back with the Nikke firing pose tier list. This is going to be an update after the third anniversary, and we're gonna cover a lot. As you can see, there is a lot of Nikke we need to talk about. But first, we're gonna start off with a few of the designs. Well, not the designs, sorry. But first, we're going to cover some of the skins that were released. And this includes skins that were obviously released during the entirety of the events, of every single event. But we're going to start with, hold on, Tove or Tuve. I can never know. But this is her summer skin that came out. We already covered Senti in the previous video. If you want to watch that, you can go watch it over there. But we're doing the update. This is the true update right now. And we have Tove in her summer outfit. And her front, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Obviously, you get a lot of like I always say, summer skins are such a bump for any Nikke, and to see her who was already wearing a pretty like tight revealing outfit to have basically most skin and the back, Jesus. Obviously, there's quite a bit of jiggle there. I let me cross reference with the original one and see how much jiggle there's. Okay, so it's about the same amount of jiggle, but obviously more skin, better. The front, obviously, she has, you can see it. We all see it. I really like the skin. It's a very good. I love that she has like little pigtail. Or what is that? It's not really pigtails. What are those? Like bangs, I guess. I guess is what you would call them. Not bangs. What am I talking about? Braids. That's the word I'm looking for. That's the B word I'm looking for. She has some braids. You can see them from the front and the back. The front, obviously, like her pelvis. That's an appropriate word. Her pelvis is being covered by her gun, but you see thighs, you see chest, you see a little bit of armpit. Obviously rear, more thighs. And honestly, let's check her out on the tier list. So on the tier list, where is she? Let's try to find her first. She should be pretty high. She's a pretty decent Nikke. Yeah. Hmm. She's not that high. Definitely not that. There she is. Okay, here she is. She's in the B tier near the bottom. I honestly believe this pushes her above Ava collab. Pushes her above Litter, Killer D, Base. Mm, yeah, I'm gonna put her above. Yeah, like right there. Obviously, summer skins give you a massive increase when it comes to your placement in the tier list. So that's Tove. Next up is actually going to be a little bit of a quite a big thing because we're going to have to cover two skins from this character because they just recently got brand new skins. And hold on, let me pull her up. Next up, we have Red Rappy. She got two skins. One of these are very recent, but right now we're going to start with her Red Flower, which is the summer outfit, which is also her desperate for attention outfit. Recently, since Jesus, I keep forgetting about that. So Red Rappy originally was really high up, but then obviously she got power creep. But that's an upgrade. That's an upgrade. Obviously, she's wearing a shirt. It's nobody's favorite thing. This is a marginal, not just marginal, this is an excellent improvement on what we had before. Because before, let's do a little refresher for those who don't remember. Rappy Red Hood was already a pretty decent unit. Now, if you remember the original Rappy Red Hood, there's not too much to see back here, right? It's not too much. Front isn't really revealing anything either. But with this new skin, well, new, obviously the backside is way more appealing because you actually see something. There's a lot of shaking. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see because she's moving so much. But obviously, like really, if your main complaint is that she's moving too much, is it really a complaint? And obviously, this front view, you don't see too much, but the wet t-shirt you can see through the shirt. You see her red bikini, which is very pop. It pops a lot. Her hair's not in her way, really. And again, that backside is really nice. Obviously, again, not too much to see in the front, but we also have another new skin, which is the Cherished Red or Yes, My Commander outfit, which is It's her in lingerie. That's already something. This front outfit, it's not too bad, obviously, because you see her in the shorts, which are, that's pretty decent. She always has something covering her like upper body. Obviously, she seems to be more of a bottom heavy focused character. You see legs, feet. So those freaks out there. You get bare toes, which is very rare, surprisingly. Um, Obviously, you get like a little bit of cleavage. You get a little bit of like the tatas. You get a little bit of crotch down here, but it's not really fully apparent. But overall, Rappy Red Hood and these two new skins, the Yes, My Commander and the summer outfits are really helpful to her status. Where is she? Here she is. And I fully believe that this brings her out of B tier and into A tier. I'll put her here. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm actually gonna put her like up here. Mm. I'm gonna put her with these other summer outfits, like that. She's now at A tier with Anise and Neon with their summer outfits. So I think that's pretty fair. All the counters all together, that's perfectly valid. Next up, we actually have Exia. Now hold on, let me pull her up. So now we start the new Bunny Girl skins, and everyone knows Bunny Girls are a crazy buff for anybody who gets them, and Exia is rocking the Bunny Girl outfit. I don't know, like the fact that she's flat chested and the fact that she has a pretty decent rear, what am I, 50? She has a pretty decent butt. And this front, I don't think we've ever seen her this like exposed. It's weird to say, but this Bunny Girl outfit is barely covering anything. Obviously, you don't see too much of the front, like the crotch, but the chest, every upper body, you see everything. Backside, you see back, you see ass. That's something. That's something to gawk at. And Exia, I always say, Exia is always hiding something. And obviously, his outfit is something else. So for Exia, and if you remember in the event, she was very confident in her body, and she very much should have been. And oh, so good. So Exia is getting like like I always say, bunny girls. When you get a bunny girl, you always bump up at least one tier. And I think Exia gets shot up all the way up here somewhere. Because that bunny girl outfit is ridiculous. I think. Yeah. I think she's in B tier. B for bunny girl. Very, very simple, very easy, very clean. Bunny girls will always be the de facto massive jump for any Nikke that ever appears in the game because bunny girls are the best thing. There is no topping a bunny girl. Well, maybe, but no topping the bunny girl in the sense of this scale. Now, talking about bunny girls, we got another one lined up right now. Bunny Girl Bay. Now, Bunny Girl Bay is a massive increase. You get the tan line bunny girl with a proper leg lift that isn't breaking isn't breaking her hips anymore. But Bunny Girl Bay is a really good improvement for the original Bay. Now Bay was already obviously a very good looking unit, but now that we're just seeing so much more, and it's all there. Bunny girls will always be a massive increase to any Nikke that gets one. Most of them are Tetra units. I don't know if you can count all of her moles here. I don't think you can, but obviously she has a rocket launcher, which is a bit of a downgrade because it's not. You're not seeing too much like offensive jiggle, but you can still shake it around. But this front is also really nice. Thighs, you get a little bit of pelvis in the reload animation. Reload animations, you don't get too much, you don't get too much shaking. But obviously, there's a pretty deep cleavage right here. Bunny girls are always, she has the hair vents. Bunny girls are always a buff to any Nikke that gets them, especially ones that already have a niche, like tomboy tan lines. And it is absolutely ridiculous. Now, for her on the tier list, like I was saying before, any Nikke that gets a bunny girl probably is going to go immediately up into a tier list. And where is she? Where is she? Where? Here she is. She's already a C. Being a bunny girl, she's gonna jump all the way up. And I think she's below. Little Mermaid was pretty nice. I'm gonna have to put her in B. B for Bay Bunny Girl. 2 B's in that. That's how you know it's good. I don't know what cup size she is, but if she's a B cup, that's pretty good. Now that's not the end of the bunny girls. No. We got one more to cover. Now we have the honestly disappointing bunny girl. Rouge was already very nice to look at, and this bunny girl outfit was very promising with the reverse bunny girl outfit, but it's really disappointing. She has the coat. Obviously, this is all skin since it's a reverse bunny girl outfit, but you couldn't, like, the jacket pissed so many people off. It pisses me off. And it's because, like, you had already a good thing, right? Reverse bunny girl outfit, cool, right? Everyone's going to try to roll it for the gacha, and it's a gacha skin, which is kind of a bit of an insult. It's a gacha skin that you don't, like, let all of it hang out. You could have done any excuse to have it. Maybe she could have had this, but it's not covering as much, right? But this is literally covering up all the fun parts. Her pose isn't really evocative of what she's doing. Like, obviously she's holding the gun really high up to her chest, so you're not really seeing anything there. And her jacket is covering her lower side, so you're not really seeing anything. And the back is, I mean, you get full skin, but is it really nice to look at when there's like nothing in between? You get upper body, you get a little bit of side boob, you get under butt. I don't know if you count those as butt fangs, since these are just like the actual like butt, but yeah, it's not the greatest thing. If I'm being generous, I will slightly shift her just a little bit higher, because obviously it's it's the tantalizing of it, that the fact that she's wearing what amounts to just like literal strips of fabric that are not covering any of her vital areas. Where is she? Where is she? Here she is. Rouge. I'm gonna bump her up a little bit. Nothing too much. Maybe, I guess there. That's the only real place that I can think to put her. And, you know, obviously we have normal bunny girls to cover as well, but we're going to cover them when we start covering the new Nikke. But for now, you know, it's a bit of a disappointment. I would have really liked it to be more, but I would say you take what you can get, but they could have tried harder, right? For the next skin, we have K, who actually, after coming out of NPC jail, got a outfit relatively close to when she was released, which is pretty nice. And this is a very interesting skin because it trades away the showing of the pants, of the half pants, for this torn legging, tight skirt outfit in a police uniform, right? And since she's not really standing very ladylike, we can see quite a bit in this front view. And I always say, when it comes to these types of things, it's what you're not supposed to see that kind of gets me, right? She's obviously wearing a lot of on the upper body. There's not too much to see around here. It's fully like bottom focused, and what the bottom is showing is pretty nice. Because usually she's wearing just like pants, so looking at like certain areas isn't gonna do too much. But when you're wearing a skirt, it's a different feeling, It's the, I'm not supposed to be seeing this, but I am anyway, right? Especially with these like professional like outfits. Professional outfits do something to people. It does something to me. I love seeing a woman in a beautiful like in a suit, but I also like seeing women in skirts. It's a very pretty thing, especially these. Let me go back to the full thing. Especially, hold on, these types of outfits where it's like, I don't know what this is called. It's not a pencil skirt, but it's close to it, and it is nice. So when it comes to Killer D Wife, not Killer D Wife, what am I talking about? K. It's K undercover. Killer D Wife is next. But when it comes to K, she's right here. K is getting a pretty decent increase. I think she's going up here. And that looks like a lot of a big increase. But remember, these are the seeing what you're not supposed to group. It's like these four, right? Seeing what you're not supposed to. And K does it pretty well. She does it both in the front and the back, which you don't see too often. I think that's a pretty decent K, a different piece, a pretty decent place to put K. And honestly, for someone who was in NPC jail for so long, to get a pretty decent outfit afterwards is very respectable. Now, on to the next character. This was all during the not the ReZero, the Resident Evil collab, and we'll cover that when we get to it. But obviously, if K got an outfit, D probably got an outfit too, right? And that outfit is something. I think it was another gacha skin, but I have this. I did get this. Okay, that's funny. Okay, so we have Killer D Wife Secret Police. I thought I didn't get this outfit, but apparently I did. I completely forgot. And this is something. Killer D Wife has basically become the default D, which is very funny. And obviously this front pose you don't see a lot, but you know, the dress is very nice. And this back, again, I love seeing a woman in uniform. It's very pretty, it's very nice. Unfortunately, you don't get like the open button shirt too much because of the gun being in the way, but the slight peek at the tattoos is very professional outfit. Obviously the really high cut skirt and this back view. Killer D Wife already had a pretty decent back view, but this, like, I don't know, if the professional outfit does something, right? It's like that extra bit of like spice, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. And obviously you can see something down here that she's wearing, and this rear view is very nice. Yeah, rear view. Killer D Wife already was a very cracked unit. This being a gacha skin, I honestly believe it's worth it, and I'm so thankful they didn't put this godforsaken jacket on her in this outfit, right? Because when you look at the skin and then you look at the outfit, you go, that's a little weird, right? What's missing? It's that jacket, which is very good that it is. It wouldn't have covered too much if it like cut off, like, follow the mouse, like right here, but obviously you get side boob, you can kind of see through the shirt right here, you can see the bra right there. Obviously, I'm pretty sure these are what's the word I'm looking for? Panty lines. There we go. You can obviously see the underwear lines right here. It goes all the way down. You see, this is not a really good dress, and she's not even wearing like stockings, right? So this is just bare skin, which is very nice. Killer D Wife was already a very good Nikke. Where is she? I just saw her. This is D. Killer D Wife should be above her. Here she is. Killer D Wife. I'm putting her towards the top. I think I'll put her underneath the bunnies. Yeah, I'll put her underneath the bunnies, because obviously the bunnies are showing way more. But Killer D Wife with that upgrade is very nice. Next, we actually have two new skins, I believe. And it's for the two pilgrims that are kind of getting focused on currently in the story. The first one up is, where is she? Little Mermaid. Finally maxing, finally meeting with her fellow Old Tales. Yeah, fellow Old Tales. No. What am I thinking? No, it is Old Tales, right? Her fellow Old Tales members. She finally gets like a casual outfit too, matching with Grey and Cinderella. And this outfit, it's alright. It's kind of like a side grade, really, because obviously she's trading away the skin tight outfit for the more baggy casual outfit. I mean, she's still got a lot of movement back here. That's a decent amount, right? You get back. She's obviously not wearing any form of support back here, which is kind of bad, but you know, thighs, bare skin, bare legs, very different from what we saw before. But you know, it's not really worth a change in grade. So she's gonna stay. Let me go. She's going to stay where she is. She's right here, mainly because the outfit didn't really like give her anything that she didn't already have. And it's just like, it's just matching with Cinderella and Grave with their like more casual outfits. But next up, we have Crown with her new glorious flower outfit. I'm pretty sure this one actually came out before the Cinderella one, before the Little Mermaid one, but this one's pretty nice. And this outfit actually makes me very upset, mainly because why is this a better back than the gacha skin? I went too far back. Why is that a better back than the gacha skin? Like, tell me why I can see less in the outfit called Naked King than I can in an outfit that's just a normal battle pass one. You can see so much more in this. You see obviously she's getting a machine gun, but you can see a very clear image of what's here. You can see the underwear, you can see the way more skin, you can see the skin poking through. And this front, obviously Naked King, you can see a little bit more, but tight outfit, chest, thigh poking out, very nice. Shoulder, all that stuff. But this rear view is what makes me very upset. If you remember back when I was doing the original crown coverage, I was very upset with her gotcha outfit. But this is kind of like a weird rectification of that, where it's giving you what Naked King should have. So for that, I'm going to bump her up a little bit. I'm going to bump her up about, yeah, like right there. It's a pretty big increase, but it's mainly because Naked King was such a disappointment, right? But now that we have a proper, well, not really proper, but like a correction of that, I feel a lot better putting her where she is. I feel a lot better putting her right here. And I believe that's all the updates that we have to do. Now, moving away from updates, we're going to be covering brand new Nikke. Starting from the Over Horizon event, we're going to be covering Sora, who, oddly enough, in the story actually knew us before our trip, which is pretty funny. And if you remember the story, then she kind of got it. Not gonna lie, she knows what's up, right? Speaking of what's up, this outfit, obviously business attire, like that's her dress outfit, very nice, and that's a lot of movement. That is a lot of movement. Obviously, she has the rocket launcher stuff, but when it comes to rocket launchers, you have to have a really good resting pose and a really good firing pose. And this is a pretty decent one. Well, first off, also, she's kind of balanced, right? She's just in like a squatting position. But, right? She has the money she got bling, she got jewels, she got it in her pants. Who gave her that? It was probably us, right? And that's a decent amount of movement. Obviously, you get the slightly hiked up shirt back here. It's not too much. It's nothing too crazy, but this level of movement is very nice. It's a good, decent Nikke. This front view, you don't really see anything in there, unfortunately. But obviously, you get the stockings. You can see her skin poking through here. This chest, you get a decent amount of cleavage, right? And her reload animation, you get a tiny bit of jiggle in the chest, but it seems to be she's very bottom heavy. She's very bottom focused. You're mainly to focus your eyes right here, right? And she's a very good, decent Nikke. And I think that deserves where is she? Right here, B. I think that deserves a B. Let's see. Maybe not B. C seems to be my like middle, which is odd. C. I think she deserves to be in C, and she probably goes above Senti. Yeah, I think right there. Because she moves a lot, but it's not like Jello. That's like the main difference that I noticed with Sora. But Sora is a very good Nikke. Like she's very nice to look at, right? And next, we're jumping directly into the summer Nikke. I keep trying to say summer servants. I'm FGO coded. The first one we're going to be covering is Summer Dorothy. Now, Summer Dorothy is a very beautiful looking Nikke. Dorothy is a lot of things, but sexy is one of them. And her firing pose, first off, this front pose is very nice. Unfortunately, I was not able to acquire Summer Dorothy probably during the next rerun. But this front is very nice. This reload animation, you get a lot of shaking up here. It's not too much, granted, because her reload is very quick, but this backside is phenomenal. And she gets the shotgun, which just does a massive amount of recoil. This is a beautiful Nikke. Absolutely beautiful. This pose, phenomenal. I don't even think I need to say too much else, truthfully, because there's only so much you can say about perfection. So I'm fully putting her. Summer outfits are very nice in an S tier, and I fully believe Hmm. Hmm. Is she number 2 though? Hmm. I think I think she is. Now here's my reasoning, right? With Dorothy, aka Doro, you see everything. It's not like her hips are slightly down. She is full on presenting. And that shotgun is a massive boost, and it is in the face. It is right in your face. It is shaking. It is not hiding anything. And that's why I think she's number 2. I don't think she's number 1, mainly because of the movement. Obviously, uh, um, Eve has a ridiculous amount of movement, and I believe that Dorothy, at least Summer Dorothy, kind of matches like the movement, but it's not to the same extent, right? Summer Dorothy moves a lot. Eve is like Jello. Eve is a Jello in an earthquake. It's moving, and no matter what happens, it's not going to stop moving. Dorothy is equal to that, in my opinion. So I'm putting her second, mainly also because she has a lot of skin, but not too much, and not as much as this next Nikke. The next Nikke is Summer Eleg. First off, mm, such a beautiful woman. Hold on, we gotta, oh, such a beautiful woman. And obviously, you know, left firing post, first off, reference. And second off, there is so much to see here. And this backside is wild. Absolute. The amount of movement, everything you see here is ridiculous. She can't go anywhere. You can hear everything clapping. That's ridiculous. The front's great. You can see everything. Side boob, butt, thigh, everything. You can obviously you get the tummy poking out from down here. This front pose, you get crotch right there, and during the reload animation, tatas, you get everything. This is a perfect Nikke. And obviously, look at her face. Look at her fucking smug ass face. Beautiful, 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 beautiful Nikke. Beautiful Nikke. And I believe that Summer Eleg, where is she? Right here. Summer Eleg is kind of up there too. I I think she's third. I'm not gonna lie. I think she's such a beautiful woman. Actually, I'm putting her second. I don't know if this is biased because I really like Eleg, right? I really like Eleg. Eleg is one of my favorite Nikke, the way she looks. She's a beautiful Nikke. But it's just the skin, the movement, everything you see, and the fact that she's not ashamed of herself. She's wearing nothing. That outfit is nothing. And she's wearing it proudly. I'm pretty sure in her what is it? Her Bond story, she's so desperate to like get the commander to like touch her. It's really funny. It's so nice, and I think she deserves to be second place. I feel bad for my Coco Bunny, but it's hard to beat Summer. Like the two things that are gonna knock a Nikke off of like the top is another Summer outfit or another Bunny outfit. Those are the two things that are gonna knock a Nikke out of the top ranks, and that's kind of what happened. A crazy Summer outfit knocked out uh the second place down to third. Now again, I don't know if this is bias. I don't know if this is my love for my love for her showing out, but I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you think I'm being a little bit too hasty with my rankings? Obviously, give me a heads up. Now, next, we're going to be talking about some of the overspecs. I don't know if they're called overspecs, but the upgraded Nikke. And if you were talking about upgraded Nikke, you know who we're talking about. We're first going to be talking about. Oh shit! I forgot her name. What is this? What's her name? Where is it? Where is it? It's here somewhere. Details. I don't know if I should keep that in. I don't know if I should keep. I'll probably cut it down. I'll cut it down. Uh, Next up we have the upgraded Emma. Now, first off, the 3 new upgraded version, we got Emma, Enwa, and shit. I don't know all of their names. What's her name? Fuck. Next up, we have the tactical upgrade Emma alongside Vesti and Enwa, but we're gonna cover them in this order. So we have Emma, and Emma is she has a cannon, and there's a lot of calcium in them. That's all I'm saying is I can use glass. However, having a bunch of like these dark colors on top of dark colors is a little, you know, it's hard to like really make out stuff. Obviously, there's not too much down here, but obviously big thigh, big chest, giant chest, absolutely massive. And the backside, she has a jacket, which is a little annoying, but obviously it has this parting right here. It's hard to do it when she's shaking a lot, but there's the parting right here due to this pouch, very helpful, very useful pouch. And her skirt barely covers her rear. Again, I'm saying old man stuff. Her skirt barely covers her butt, right? But it's a little hard to see since it's all dark on dark. And I'm pretty sure, don't correct me if I'm wrong, that somebody on the Reddit has been doing like the Nikke, but without like the top layers of their stuff, and that's where you can see a fuller view of what's underneath Enwa's skirt. Not Enwa, underneath Emma's skirt, and that's a little better. But she is better than her original self, in my opinion. So I'm gonna rank her properly. I'm gonna grab her right now. Her front view is very nice. I think she's more of like a front view Nikke, right? Where is normal Emma? Ay. Where is she? Oh, was Emma? No, Emma was not in jacket tier. I'm trying to find her original self. That's really difficult. She did have a big rear. Saying rear it feels more appropriate, right? There's Vesti. Well, let me just rank her where I think she is. Obviously, her chest is a very big asset to have. Her backside is decent. It's nothing crazy. I feel like that's right? Because her front is very nice to see. Obviously, you get a lot of movement, you get a lot of shaking, but it's nothing to write home about, right? I feel like we just need a few more skins for this version of Emma in order to fully appreciate the movement. But yeah, that's where I believe Emma ends. I don't think, maybe if they did like a jacketless version, it's just that it's so dark and it's really hard to see like what's there, So I feel like if you give her another outfit, a different skin, in order for her to like actually show off what she wants to show off, then that'd be better. But next up, who's also a part of the squad, I forgot what their squad's called. Oh man, Absolute, that's right, the highest squad of Elysium. I don't think you came out first. Yeah, it was on Inwa. I'm trying to do this in like release order, like when they were released. And I believe next up we have Enwa. I'm pretty sure. So Enwa, first off, what are you wearing? This outfit does not help you in any way. Why are you wearing? This is literally like just sleepwear for most people. You have the Absolute going all the way around, which doesn't make sense. And these pants don't help anybody. However, they look very nice. When she's wearing them, it looks very nice. Obviously, she's still doing her tactical. It's not really covering anything, even though her stomach's fully exposed. I don't know how that works. Obviously, there's not too much to see in the front, but when she does this reload animation, you see a little bit of the crotch, you see a little bit of the stomach. It's all right. But this backside, I'm happy she's not in jacket tier. Thank God that what's her name? Who's the CEO of Elysian? What's her name? Ingrid. I'm so happy Ingrid decided to put this zipper back here specifically for the commander. If anything, the commander probably asked for the zipper specifically. He probably said, "Hey, can you put a zipper on the back of her jacket just in case?" Just in case. And Ingrid was like, "All right, sure." And Anuma didn't question it at all. And she's finally not forehead. She has a little bit of her forehead poking out, obviously. That's a real fan service. That's a real demerit. She lost her forehead. But obviously, this isn't the only outfit she came with. She also got this day out outfit. With the day off Enwa, you can see that she's wearing a push-up thing in order to make herself have a chest. But it's pretty funny, and this is a pretty decent view. Obviously, there's no like jiggle, no real jiggle. She's a sniper, which is unfortunate, but you know, a pretty floral dress is something you don't really see her in. The push-up bra is very funny. The It's so funny, and you get a chest on Enwa, which she's not used to. And obviously you get back. You get to see stuff you wouldn't usually see, like back stuff. And you see a little bit. I don't know if you can see this line right here. That's obviously the underwear, right? And I think you can see the band going across here too. So you know exactly where everything is. And I like that you can see like a very clear silhouette of everything in there. Overall, Enwa has a very tactical upgrade. Enwa, sorry, I have to say the entire title. Tactical upgrade Enwa is a very decent Nikke. I think it's a pretty good improvement of what she was wearing before. And I believe she's not in jacketeer anymore. Look. Just for reference, look at the difference. I don't know if you can see this. Look at the difference between these two. It's night and day. But I think she goes. She's probably in C tier. She's nothing crazy, right? There's not crazy movement. There's not too much. I'd say. Yeah, she goes by Vesti, original Vesti, and it's like a pretty decent spot. If you were to get a summer outfit or even like a summer costume, maybe, right? I always hold out for summer. I always hold out for the bunny girl events. I think we had all of ours this year, but it's those events that really like make or break Nikke, because it's those outfits that are the ones that really that get people excited for a Nikke. Speaking of getting excited for, that's definitely a not good segue, but we have Vesti. Delta Ninja. What the hell? Anyway, we have Vesti. I don't know what this is. And let me go into here so we don't have to. What the hell? What the hell? No, it's not your turn yet. She shadow cloned her way in here. That's ridiculous. What? I'm keeping that one in. That was ridiculous. I don't know how that happened. But we have Vesti tactical upgrade. And obviously she doesn't look like she's having a lot here, but when you press her, hello? Oh, I'm loading. You get to see a lot, right? Obviously you see this whole outfit, and in her firing pose, her front is very nice. You see everything here. I don't know why she's wearing all these straps. I don't know why she has those on her body, but I'm not complaining. And the back is pretty decent. And she mitigates the rocket launcher downgrade by having obviously rapid rocket launcher fire. And you see that right there? That's the tantalizing. That's seeing something you're not supposed to. I love this so much. This is a very good Nikke. And it has a fake out, which I love. You get this design, and you're like, oh man, she's going to be in a giant jacket. But then you see this underneath, and then you see what she's really wearing, right? And what she's really wearing is pretty decent. Obviously, you're not seeing everything. It's more of like a tease. And I'm okay with being teased. I think it's pretty decent. And I think she actually goes above Emma. So she's like here. This is about like this is the teasing tier, is what I say for C. C is the teasing tier, the top of C, because this is always showing stuff that you're not supposed to see. That's kind of like my interpretation and how I see the tier list. And obviously there's like different types of it. Like up here, it's more intense, right? But I think this is a pretty good place for upgraded Vesti. Again, nothing beats a summer outfit. Nothing beats a bunny girl outfit. Once they get those upgrades, they should be able to. What's the word I'm thinking about? Get bumped up in the tier list. There you go. That's not really what I mean, but Next up, we have the goats of Nikke. We talked about some of them already, and we're gonna keep talking about them because we are now covering. Oh my God, Bunny Girl Milk had me weeping. I love tomboys. That's one of my favorite things. I love tomboys, and especially tomboys being forced to wear outfits they would never wear is very nice. Ow, she threw a disc at us. And this is adorable where her pose changes depending on what happens. Very nice. I think she pulls out another one. But first off, very impractical way of holding a sniper rifle, but I'm not really mad. The tail, unfortunately, the tail seems to take most of the jiggle, right? But at least there's something. And this outfit already is just very nice. Obviously, like this front is very, very appealing. Very appealing. She's holding that in a very suggestive way. And I'm pretty sure this milk gets some milk, if you know what I'm saying. This backside is also very nice. You can kind of see her skin a little through here since it's white and it's transparent. You can see a little bit of it here. You get some side boob, you get back. Obviously, if this was lower, it'd be even funnier. If this was like right here, because then you can make implications. However, you can't really make those implications with this outfit. It's a good outfit for a bunny girl outfit and for a standalone Nikke. Milk, I think she already had like a special item. She got a bunch of stuff. I don't think she has a summer outfit yet, but Bunny Girl Milk, I forgot what her Bunny Girl epithet was. Bunny Girl Milk, obviously being a bunny girl just bumps you up all the way up. I think she's a B tier though, because we see a lot, but we don't see too much. Actually, I think she's actually beneath the other two, mainly because there's just not enough movement. You know, I'll put her right there. I think she takes that place because she is like a standalone bunny girl, right? That's her outfit. She holds the gun in between her chest for no reason. Even for a sniper pose, she has the bunny tail swing, which is pretty nice. And her back is a very good view, right? It's front on, right? And you see everything there. Obviously, she's wearing stockings, but you know, it's still nice. And you know, you smash this version of her, which is, you know, that's an upgrade. That's an upgrade. You can't really argue with that. But yeah, that's for, oh, what is it? Milk Blooming Bunny. That's what it's called. Now, talking about bunny girls, we gotta lock in right now. We have to lock it because right now we're talking about Abe. I can never pronounce her name. Agent Bunny, and oh my God, that dress that she was wearing was hiding glory. It was hiding massive cannons. I remember seeing this, like, she's embarrassed about her stomach, which is A, adorable, and B, very encouraging. And oh my God, the way she holds the gun, this swaying motion, the fact that you can see down here, the reload, she's embarrassed. And this, obviously there's no shaking, but this is still like a very clear view of what's happening, right? I don't know what to say, except that, first off, starters, it doesn't, like, this one doesn't look like she's even wearing anything. Half the time, it doesn't even look like she's wearing anything up here, and she's using the gun to cover herself. That's just one, right? That's A. B, she moves so much, and I love when it's the idol moving around a lot, because granted, in the game itself, you're not really going to see it. You're mainly going to see it from here, and this is a pretty decent thing. Obviously, fishnet stockings are a godsend. They were given to us for a reason, and it was to fawn over beautiful women. And speaking of fawning, where are we going to put Agent Bunny? Agent Bunny is an S tier. Bunny girls are a massive buff, especially solo bunny girls. I think front's really good. I'll put her here in S tier. What place is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for me, this version of Scarlet and this version of Abe, they're kind of like sharing the same spot in my brain. So they're both like the set. What is it? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're both sharing like the 7th spot, right? That's kind of how I'm putting it in my brain, because they both have like constant idle movement that causes my neurons to activate. That's the best way I could say it. It causes my neurons to activate. Now, moving on from the bunny girls, which, you know, it's always a sad thing. You never want to move on from the bunny girls, especially the absolutely beautiful ones. But we got a few more interlopers to talk about. We have Ada. Now Ada has a few costumes. She has about like three. She has two, and then she has it's what's her name? I don't know. The next one. Ada has three outfits. They're all kind of the same thing, almost. It's her in a pretty red dress, which it's never a bad thing. It's just the same, right? Obviously, she has her normal outfit, this separate ways outfit, and the dress, which is kind of just her normal outfit again. Give it a second. There we go. It's like all the same thing, but we'll judge them. We'll see, right? Let's go to her base outfit, her default costume. Her front, you know, it's a pretty dress. This back is all right. This outfit is eating her. It's absolutely eating her, and I want to be the dress. But obviously, you get side boob, you get a very defined rear, very defined, and you get arm, you get leg. It's nothing to write home about. It's a decent. Obviously, there's no shaking here. There's nothing going on back there, and she's a bit of on the slim side. Let's go to the next one. Obviously, she's also a rocket launcher, which is a bit of a debuff, and this is kind of just more of the same thing, right? Obviously, it hugs her in a different way. You can see the actual line without like a full crease. This is like the natural contours of her body. Still side boob, more or less the same thing. Like these outfits are very much, the saying too much of a good thing. This is kind of like a lot of the same thing, right? Yeah, it's all the same. It's nothing awful. Like I'm not mad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not upset. It's just not really worth anything. That sounds a little mean, but Ada is like a run of the mill Nikke. She's like C. Granted, she's not in like bad dressed here. Obviously, you can see something, but I think she's like down here. She's a little better than her. Actually, no, she's like, yeah, she's like right there. Mm, I'm thinking. Yeah, yeah. No, like right there. Because a lot of these people have like stuff covering them, right? Which is a little annoying. But Ada, she's like right there. She's like on the lower end of C. Nothing ridiculous, nothing spectacular, but nothing to hate, right? And I feel like that's also important. There's nothing to hate there. Now, onto another Resident Evil character. Well, I don't think I'm pretty sure she didn't get a skin, but she was kind of just there in the story. Um, we have Claire. Now, Claire, I don't really remember. I don't. She's the SR of the things, the free SR, the one you get like a full thing of. Obviously, pants, but that's a pretty decent movement. And this is obviously, since I don't use her, I don't know what her outfit looks like. That's pretty decent thigh movement. Hold on, that's pretty decent thigh movement. That reload animation, you get a lot of chest movement. That's pretty good. And for a collab character, that's a lot of movement, right? Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I was gonna start slandering Claire, but Claire can't be slandered. She's got it. She's got it. It Yeah. And now I did not expect that. I did not expect Claire to have all that. So I think, funnily enough, she's gonna go above Ada. I think. Hello. I think she goes because those pants are hugging her. They are firmly grasping. I think yeah, Drake. No, Drake has some decent outfits. Right there, right in C, right above, like in the top end of C. C is such a big tier. Look how big C is compared to everyone, because C is like the actual middle, right? C is the actual middle of the tier list. But yeah, that's Claire. Now, next is Jill, and Jill also, I believe, has two costumes. She has her default outfit, this classic outfit, if it will load. This classic outfit, and obviously her battle outfit, and obviously this battle outfit, which I think was a gotcha skin. I can't remember, but obviously let's start with default Jill. This is a pretty decent pose. Obviously she, you know, pushes the puppies up, and this backside. is very nice. Decent recoil. You get side boob, you get butt, obviously. Women in pants, beautiful, especially jeans. Very nice. This texture is like so strange. I don't know, but very pretty, very nice. Obviously, this pose, she's obviously squeezing, like I was saying before. This is a pretty decent front view. You don't get too much at the bottom. She's a little bit more top heavy. I don't know if I'm very quiet. Obviously, she's a little bit more top heavy in this outfit. And this bottom is very nice. She has a very prominent rear. But next up, we can have her classic outfit. Classic outfit, a little bit more of the same, but obviously it's a different type of top. And you can see a little bit more of the top, a little bit more of obviously the chest. You get thighs, and this back, it's obviously not anything to write home about, you know. But you know, the side boob, you can see how this outfit works. It goes all the way around, all the way around. And you know, recoil's decent. It's a bit of a downgrade since you don't see like a fully like realized saying an ass is weird. A fully realized ass, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. Then we have this battle outfit Jill, which is very nice. That's a lot more recoil too. Obviously, but you know, she's in a skin tight suit. Of course, you're gonna see more movement than you would in a normal outfit. And but this heart thing, I know very passively about Resident Evil. I know how this happened. I don't really remember what it's called, but she has this jewel on her chest, which is kind of like it's kind of covering up the goods. But obviously, she's wearing a very skin tight outfit. This is an upgrade, in my opinion, right? The outfit, all her outfits are very nice, but it's okay, right? She's a little bit better than Ada, and she's also a little bit better than what I completely forgot her name. Better than her, right? So let's. Who is she better than? Yeah, I think she's like here above. Is it Sora? I think it's Sora. She's above Sora. I think it's Sora. Yeah, it's Sora, Cielo, and Ave and Sky. I don't know, but Jill goes here. She's a bit on the higher end, but it's just like there's not enough movement there. But yeah, that's Jill. Next up, we have the Shadow Clone who kept trying to take over my video, who kept sneaking in. We have Delta Ninja Thief, and this is a very nice outfit. It's a very funny and weird upgrade, but she is packing, literally. Like that's a very detailed animation for her to reload. You see her chest slide up. Obviously, there's a very front heavy. You see everything here, right? And this back is very nice. It's very nice. There's a lot of movement there. And it's a submachine gun, so you know you're seeing a lot of shaking. Yeah, this is a very nice skin. I unfortunately couldn't get her. I didn't get her in time. I was saving for what we're currently going through right now, but this is a decent Nikke. It's obviously she doesn't have a skin to go with anything, obviously, because she's literally brand new. But when it comes to the tier list, Delta Ninja Thief, I believe that back is pretty nice. I think she goes up here. I think she goes above Senti, above D, above Tove. Yeah, her chest is very nice. Let's keep going until I don't feel comfortable. Ludmilla. Yeah, she's like right here. She's like on this tier of stuff. High B tier. So that's where Delta is now in beta tier, which, you know, to some that's pretty funny. But now we're starting what we're currently getting, or what we currently got, right? And that's all of the pilgrims. So first up, we have I forgot what her title is in the Crown Kingdom, but we have Crown's #1. It's not really simp, it's backup girl, right? Chime. Chime's like one of the free Nikke that we get per anniversary, and she's cute, but there's really nothing here, right? She has the jacket. She has like, I guess you get a little bit of thigh, I guess. But she's so like covered up and she has like so much on her that there's nothing really to like look at, right? So for the first of the thing, it's kind of disappointing. But if you read the story, not really read the story, if you played the current event that's going on, God is Full, then you know that she gets a certain ability. And if we got that as a skin, who knows where she's gonna go. But for now, Senti, I'm not gonna say she's disappointing because I didn't really expect too much of Senti, but she's like here. Actually, not really. She's like she's not jacket tier, right? But she basically is. She's like here, right? There's nothing to see. There's nothing there. It's just that it's Chime, and Chime is her voice acting. Her voice actor dress. Oh my god, her voice actress is very passionate, especially in Japanese. Well, only in the Japanese, really. I heard the English one. Her English one's fine. I listen to Nikke in English because it's just easier. But the Japanese, I always watch clips of the Japanese, and her Japanese voice actress is killing it constantly whenever she has the chance. But moving on from her, we have some of the new ones. Again, I like trying to do this in release stuff. So Nayuta. Now Nayuta is the monk, and this pose. What are we doing? Are we reading the Kama Sutra? That was a very deep cut. I'm sorry. But this is a very beautiful firing pose. First off, she's a monk. She's meditating. And this back pose is ridiculous. First off, folded legs. I can't do that. Second off, you get double side boob. How? You get double. You get back. You get back. Right? And there's a maximum amount of jiggle. That is automatic jiggle. And then obviously this front pose is phenomenal. For a base Nikke, obviously she's a pilgrim, and pilgrims get obvious like massive privilege, but for a base Nikke, very nice. Very nice. But that's not it. That's not everything. Because we also have her gotcha skin, which is literally skin. And this is just beautiful. She got a black hole behind her. She's on a lotus. And do I need to say anything else? Now, for me, this is absolutely my bias. Because one of my... you heard me talking about FGO before. One of my favorite servants is Kama. Has the burns and the cosmic essence on her. This is literally Kama, and I love it. And she's going very high up on the tier list. She's definitely an S tier. I believe... I'm going to put her third. Because I'm thinking... Do I make her second or do I make her fourth? Is she better? Hold on. I think she's second. The thing that makes Eve have the edge in this is because she has so many more outfits, right? She has so many more outfits. She has the nano skin. She has the dress. She has a bunch of different outfits. That's what's keeping Eve in number one. And obviously the crazy amount of movement. But Nayuta is a very cracked Nikke. I can't wait to see more of her in the game. I hope she gets another absolutely beautiful outfit. But Nayuta wasn't the only pilgrim we got in this thing. We also got... She's not really a pilgrim. She's kind of like her own thing. Well, she's not really her own thing. She is Liberalia. Liberalia. I can't remember her name. But obviously the petite little doll jellyfish lady. And if you play her on mobile, you don't see everything. But this is a very... What can I say? Right. First off, this firing pose, she's obviously hovering above the ground, which is very interesting. But her resting pose, she's also above the thing, which is weird. Obviously, she's just showing it to you. And obviously, there's not too much movement, but this pose is also very nice, right? Liberalio is a first off a Nikke that I never thought we'd be allies with, you know, but this is a very nice pose. Is it S tier? This little ribbon here is nice because it also acts as a kind of like a bit of a sensor, so it doesn't show everything. But obviously, she has a lot of thigh jiggle, a lot of jiggle in the front. You get boob squish here. She's not that big, right? But you still get it. You get the overspill right here. You get would you consider that armpit? She got fucked up feet though. She got weird like spike feet, which is a little, for those people. But this pose is ridiculous. I don't know why she's crumpled down like that. I don't know what she's doing. But you know what they say. What do they say? I don't know, but you know what they say. She is going actually pretty high. Is she A or is she S? I'm trying to think. She has her and Ayuta have so many poses in their animation. They have such like incredibly drastically different poses and a lot of animations to go with it. And I think that's a really helpful bump. I think Liberalio's right there. That looks crazy, right? That looks and feels crazy, but it's just that she moves so much, and there's so much like detail put into it. I would feel bad if I put her anywhere else. You know what I mean? Am I making sense? Am I valid in my reasoning? But also, so that's the tier list as far as I remembered. However, I just now realized as I was doing this that I missed a skin, and it's because it's not very that recent since it was the skin. It was the gacha skin before Nayuta's. And it is literally my wallpaper currently in the game. So I felt even more dumb. And it is Nayuta. Oh my god, I forgot about Red Hood! The brand new Red Hood skin. And I can't believe I completely forgot about this because it bothered me so much. But this is a gacha skin. I think this is her second gacha skin. I'm pretty sure this is her second one. Yeah, because I think this was a gacha skin too. Well, hold on. First off, look at her here, right? She looks pretty similar to her normal outfit. However, what? Why is it so? Why is he so much bigger? And why does she have a stomach? Why does she have a tummy now? I'm not opposed, but I'm just saying, where did that come from? Where did all that extra meat come from? And this firing pose, obviously Red Hood, she has her basic one. These shorts, oh my god, absolutely beautiful. She's already S tier. Obviously, whoa, I completely forgot that she still has a crazy amount of jiggle. It's not a crazy amount, but it's a decent amount of jiggle, right? And this is like they Shift Up loves Red Hood to the point where she is canonically fully dead in the series, right? There's almost no way for her to come back unless they just like decide to bring her back, but they're still putting out outfits for her. That is ridiculous. She is a beautiful Nikke, an absolutely beautiful Nikke with beautiful assets. And she was already an S tier, so we kind of just have to shift her around. And honestly, I think she kind of goes up, up, up. Yeah, I think she's number 5 now. Because that's what a good skin does. A good skin absolutely shifts where Nikke can be, and she already had her base skin was great. Her fancy dress was great, and this outfit just made it better because for some reason they decided to throw on 7 extra pounds, not even 7, like 10 extra pounds of straight meat on her bones, and they put it in the right places. That's all I'm saying. You can hate, you can judge, but they don't mess up when it comes to putting on meat on Nikkes. Anyway, that's the tier list for now, at least, until we get the next Nikke released and the next Nikke shown. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm wrong? Do you think this is a sham? Who do you think should go higher? Who do you think should go lower? Do you think Red Hood's way too high? Do you think the summer outfits are way too high? Do you think Liberalio is way too high? Or do you think maybe like the bunny girls are a little too low, right? Tell me in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'd like to bid you all a farewell.